Coming up here on Mountain News this morning, the Omicron variant forces Kentucky healthcare workers to explore new methods of treatment for COVID-19. And wintry weather causes a boom in business for auto shops across the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning again. It's Thursday. I'm Dakota Makeris, and it's just before 6 o'clock, and I certainly hope you're bundled up drinking coffee or something to keep you warm because it's quite cold outside. Let's take a look at our weather with Cameron and Aaron. And Cameron, I wish you could kind of help it warm up right now, but we'll get that later in the day. But right now it's frigid.
Yeah, it's a pretty cold start to the morning. Had to throw on a couple layers as you walked out the door this morning because we're in those teens to even single digits as we start this Thursday. Let's jump out to our camera over in Pikeville, US 119, US 23. Traffic running smoothly there. You can see a little bit of frost on the cars there as they drive by. And here's why. Temperatures are in the lower teens to single digits. 6 in Irvin, 7 in Ashland, 16 for Pikeville and Jackson, 12 in Hazard, 15 down in Harlan. This is a great morning to maybe warm the car up a little bit before you head out the door because there could be some frost, and it is definitely a cold start to the day. Clean sweep up on Pinpoint Doppler. Not much happening out there because of that high pressure, and that will continue to be the case as we go throughout the rest of your Thursday. We start out sunny. Clouds do increase by the afternoon ahead of our next weather system, and check out those highs topping out in those middle to even upper 40s in spots later on today. But some changes are just around the corner. Got that full forecast and what you can expect for your Friday system coming up just a little bit later. Dakota.
All right, Cameron, thank you. Well, the surge of the Omicron COVID-19 variant is plateauing or subsiding in many parts of the country, and some health officials are optimistic this wave will soon be behind us. Washington News Bureau reporter Peter Zampa is hearing from top health experts about the future of this pandemic.
Throughout this pandemic, Mother Nature has not been coy with us. She tells us exactly what she's going to do.
The pandemic will not just go away after the Omicron variant wanes, according to Dr. Peter Hotez. The Baylor University College of Medicine vaccine scientist expects the troubling pattern of new variants to continue in 2022.
Because we're failing to vaccinate the Southern Hemisphere and low and middle income countries, that's where it's going to happen again.
Hotez is on the front lines of the COVID-19 war, helping to develop a vaccine called Corbavax that he says can easily be distributed globally. He says Omicron infections build some immunity, but in general, unvaccinated populations remain vulnerable with new variants expected. Hotez is hoping for swift approval of his vaccine from the World Health Organization and broader distribution of other vaccines.
We know how to stop this.
Well, Omicron exposed a testing shortage here in the U.S. and brought a record number of cases. But Dr. Anthony Fauci tells me he expects us to be better prepared for any future variants.
There will certainly be major improvements, and hopefully it will not have a negative impact on us the way Omicron has.
Dr. Fauci notes complete eradication of COVID is unlikely, but he and Surgeon General Vivek Murthy agree vaccines, boosters, and more widely available therapeutics are essential in the continued battle against the coronavirus.
You don't rest until the job is done. You don't stop learning. You don't stop trying to get better.
Over 63% of Americans are fully vaccinated. In contrast, only 9.5% of people in low-income countries have received one vaccine dose. Reporting in Washington, I'm Peter Zampa.
Today is the deadline for about half of the nation's healthcare workers to get their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Well, the Omicron variant is forcing Kentucky doctors to explore new COVID treatment methods after the FDA announced two popular antibody therapies, BAM and Regeneron, are not effective against the variant. Antiviral pills from Pfizer and Merck could make a bigger difference, but the pills are in short supply.
It just kind of shows that this virus is just going to continually challenge us in the sense of what we can do for patients and what we need to do as a community around it.
Well, the treatments may not be gone forever, though. The FDA could put one or both of those antibody treatments back on the list if another variant develops that can be helped by them. Well, Kentucky is still fighting this latest surge. The state added more than 12,800 new cases yesterday now and 31 new deaths as well. The positivity rate is down slightly to 32.44%. The number of hospitalizations and patients in the ICU are also both up. You can find the latest COVID-19 information on our website at WYMT.com. WYMT.com. At-home COVID tests are on their way to millions of American homes as part of a program launched by the federal government last week. Now it is taking things a step further, giving Americans free N95 masks. The federal government is working to end our fight against COVID-19 by sending free masks to major pharmacies and other health facilities.
We need to step up our game with masking, that the cloth masks that worked better with previous variants are not working as well.
Pharmacy chains like CVS and Walgreens are expected to receive shipments. CBS News reports CVS can see shipments in the coming weeks.
I communicated with a couple of our FQHC partners this morning, actually. And they're in their plans right now. They do not have their distribution plans in place.
Dr. Ferris Cotter with Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation says they expect to see shipments of N95 masks this week.
We will be receiving around 20,000 masks, and that will be in a pellets of 4, which would be 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000.
Cotter says he does not know distribution plans right now, but masks will go to the public, patients, and healthcare workers.
We are in the middle of a big surge of the Omicron variant, and as you know, the positivity rate in the state is above 30%.
Hoping N95 masks will slow the spread. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. Well, Juniper health officials tell us they are in the tentative plans of getting those N95 masks. For the 2022 to 2023 school year, there are 15 superintendent vacancies here in Kentucky. The Lexington Herald Leader reports that number is already close to the 18 vacancies in the 2020 to 2021 school year. One of the superintendents that recently made the decision to step down from the position was the Owsley County superintendent. The paper reports that several superintendents are leaving their jobs due to COVID, personnel problems, and social media frenzies. LIHEAP Home Energy Assistance Program and a Water Assistance Program can help those struggling to pay the bills. If you are in a low-income household and if you want to qualify, you can call or visit your local community action agency. LKLP has used the LIHEAP program in the past, but this is the first year for the Water Assistance Program.
We've been doing it for many, many years. People are used to that. And so LIWAB is something new. And so we're having to get the word out that, hey, you know, yes, we can help you with your electric bill or your propane, but we can also help you with your water bill now.
March 31st is the deadline to apply. The United States Department of Agriculture is investing more than $400,000 to help improve infrastructure. The announcement is part of a larger $1 billion announcement made yesterday. Some of that money is headed to our area. Breathitt County's Watts County Volunteer Fire Department will buy a commercial truck. The city of Boonville and Owsley County will be using its grant money to purchase 2 trucks for its water and sewer department. And the city of Jenkins will use the money to buy a truck for its K-9 equipment for the city's police department. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell visited Campbellsville and Hopkinsville and Bowling Green yesterday. Senator McConnell surveyed the still massive cleanup after last month's devastating tornadoes ripped across the Commonwealth. State and federal funds have been helping the cause, but more is needed as the road to recovery is still very long.
But I think FEMA's been very responsive, and the state agency as well. But this is going to take a while. And we have to keep an eye on staying there for the long haul, because this recovery doesn't happen instantly.
After looking at the damage in Taylor County, the senator went on to visit the Bowling Green area. Auto repair shops across the Commonwealth are busy after multiple winter storms. Shop owners believe that if winter continues to be as active as it has been, shops are likely to see some backups in clients. Not only are car shop owners seeing an increase in cars, but they are also seeing a decrease in parts because of supply chain issues. Well, we've previously reported on the issues at the Panbull Lake Dam in Breathitt County. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet officials want to remind those interested in the engineering findings they can join a virtual meeting this evening. The meeting is scheduled to happen at 6 p.m. via Zoom. You must register in advance to attend.
It is definitely a frigid start to the morning as you walk out the door. Let's take a look at that camera over at Buffalo Mountain. All is quiet on top of the mountain this morning. We are dry and clear. Current temperature is sitting at 12 degrees. Here is a look at pinpoint Doppler, and like I said, nothing happening out there. High pressure is in control, so we stay dry and mostly sunny today, and it is a frigid start to the morning. 7 in Ashland, 6 in Irvin, 12 here in Hazard, 15 for Harlan, 16 over in Jackson and London. Almanac for us today, we are actually right near average in terms of high temperatures, topping out in those middle 40s later on today. Nowhere near that record low of 1 degree, Dakota, set back in 1986.
All right, Cameron, thank you so much. More news is on the way when we come back. A group of men involved in a plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan prepare to once again appear in court as the case moves forward.